2 feet of rain just fell in California. The ground cannot absorb another drop, and 3 more storms are about to hit the same saturated soil. Mudslides are not a possibility anymore. They are inevitable. The question is, how many, and how big? In 30 seconds, I will show you the exact timeline for when each storm system crosses your state. Keep watching. Right now, the 26th of December 2025, multiple winter storms are traversing west to east across the entire United States. Heavy snow, icy threats, severe weather, heavy rainfall. This is not one event. This is a pattern that extends through New Year's and deep into January 2026. The past 3 days tell a shocking story. Liquid precipitation has pounded the West Coast. Southwestern California received approximately 2 feet of rainfall. 2 feet! That means the soil is completely saturated. Creeks are swollen, streams are overflowing, rivers are at capacity, and more moisture is moving in within the next 24 to 48 hours. Low pressure sits across the west right now. Another winter storm is active this very hour across the mid-Atlantic. But here is what changes everything. All that energy out west is about to move eastward through the plains. A strong cyclone, a powerful low-pressure system, will develop over the Great Lakes and push into southeastern Canada. That becomes our next major winter storm heading into early next week. At the 5-minute mark, I will reveal the bomb cyclone that drops to 972 millibars and unleashes wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. This is the detail that changes how you prepare. Let me show you what is happening right now across the west. Blue on the radar means snow. Green means rain. As we move through the evening hours, watch how that rain transitions to snow. Temperature drops naturally at night, especially in higher elevations. That transition brings heavy snowfall as we approach daybreak on Saturday. Once we reach Saturday, the moisture moves across the Rockies from Montana southward, extending as far south as Arizona and New Mexico. New Mexico will see mostly liquid precipitation, but further north, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, that blue on the radar means heavy snow all day Saturday. Going into Sunday morning, the snowfall continues, especially for the Colorado Rockies. Here is the additional rainfall coming through the rest of the weekend into Sunday evening. The amounts do not look massive on the map. Maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch in some spots. But here is the deadly detail everyone is missing. That rainfall lands on top of the 2 feet that just fell. Already saturated soil, swollen creeks, overflowing streams, rising rivers. Add more water, and mudslides become certainty. California, you need to watch for ground movement. The Sierra Nevada mountains will see another 1 foot or 2 of snow in higher elevations. Eventually, the focus shifts to the Rocky Mountain region. Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, you are looking at a couple feet of snow through the rest of the weekend, Saturday through Sunday. But there is a second winter storm happening simultaneously. The mid-Atlantic and northeast are getting hit right now. Blue means snow. Darker blue means heavy snowfall rates of 1 inch per hour or more. The pinks and purple on the radar show where sleet and freezing rain are setting up. Eastern and central Pennsylvania, central and southern New Jersey. The Poconos region in eastern Pennsylvania faces ongoing icy threats through the rest of the evening. This precipitation exits by daybreak or shortly after on Saturday morning. Moving off the east coast, maybe some residual snow showers linger for Cape Cod, Boston, Long Island, and eastern New Jersey. But by midday Saturday, the moisture shuts off and cleanup begins. Snowfall totals on top of what already fell could reach around 10 inches for the New York City area. Much of Long Island is looking at 8 to 12 inches. Western Connecticut could see 8 to 12 inches. Albany and eastern New York are facing around 6 to 10 inches. Decent accumulation across the board. The further south and west you travel, the colder air becomes more shallow. Warm air pushes from the south. Cold air drives from the north. Where they meet, we get an icy mix. Pennsylvania, western New York, Maryland, southern New Jersey, you face a light glaze up to a 1/4 inch of ice. Once you reach 2/10 of an inch, once you hit a 1/4 inch, you are talking about genuinely treacherous and hazardous travel. Scattered power outages become likely as ice weighs down trees and power infrastructure. Those power lines cannot hold that weight indefinitely. Something to watch closely over the next couple hours. Now here comes the twist that most forecasts are not highlighting yet. Saturday, as that system moves offshore into the Atlantic, more energy from the west arrives. That energy is producing all the Rocky Mountain snow over the next 24 hours. A big low-pressure cyclone forms. This system bottoms out very quickly in what meteorologists call a bomb cyclone. A bomb cyclone is a low-pressure system that loses pressure extremely fast. The pressure drops rapidly, and the system intensifies dramatically. By Monday afternoon, this cyclone drops to 972 millibars just north and east of Michigan and Ontario. 972 millibars. That is a powerful winter storm bringing many impacts. Let me walk through those impacts starting Saturday. Heavy snowfall hammers the Rockies going into Sunday. Notice how the low pressure gathers strength. 992 millibars in northwestern Illinois. Rainfall sits underneath the center of that low as warm, moist air from the Gulf transitions south to north. Colder air rushes in on the backside. This is an Arctic front, and it transitions that rain to snow fast. Wisconsin, especially eastern and northeastern Wisconsin, could receive substantial snow. Eau Claire, Green Bay, Milwaukee for a time, and especially the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, with lake enhancement from Lake Superior. Heavy snow rates could reach 1 to 3 inches per hour. That snow then transitions into portions of Canada, followed by backwash snow showers and snow squalls on the backside with lake effect enhancement. On the warm side of the system, severe weather potential develops. That transition zone in pink could see ice for a time before transitioning to snow as deeper cold air invades the system. And this system brings powerful winds. Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour are forecast as we move into the early part of next week. Here is your second major winter storm going into late weekend and following week. This one could produce anywhere from 12 to 24 inches of snow, 1 foot to 2 feet potentially from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan into Ontario and western Quebec. Lake enhancement adds to those totals, including Buffalo, New York, Erie, Pennsylvania, and Watertown, New York, the traditional heavy snow zones. On the warm side, severe weather becomes a concern. The Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has introduced a marginal risk of severe weather. That includes much of Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, western Tennessee, parts of Missouri, Arkansas, and northern Mississippi. Isolated severe thunderstorms are possible. Best chance will be for damaging winds and hail. Tornado threat remains low but not zero. Moisture fetch from the Gulf drives dew points into the 50 all the way up into the Ohio Valley. Maybe as far north as southern Michigan as the system strengthens. That gives us instability. This time of year, instability is typically weak. But it does not take much. Look at the wind shear in the upper levels. Our low-level jet and mid-level jet work together to create substantial wind shear. There is tremendous wind energy with this system, and that could produce organizing severe weather. Sunday morning, thunderstorms and general rumbles of thunder may develop across northern Illinois, back into Iowa and northern Missouri. By Sunday afternoon, those thunderstorms cross through Chicagoland, then really strengthen south and east from Chicago. That sharp Arctic front barrels in, pouring colder air that clashes with warm, moist, humid air out ahead. That creates a squall line of strong thunderstorms producing mainly a wind threat with some hail. The tornado threat will be more confined to kinks on the leading edge of the line or any supercell thunderstorms that develop ahead of the main line. Temperature-wise, this evening shows mild trends across the lower 48, much above normal temperatures. But colder air waits in western Canada. That Arctic front pulls all of that down as we move into December 29th and 30th and early next week. That cold makes its way all the way to the Gulf Coast, all the way down to North Florida, below normal temperatures that could run 30 degrees below normal in some areas. Toward New Year's, we moderate again slightly. But that system cranking and occluding up in Canada produces a northwesterly flow on the backside over deep snowpack in Canada. That delivers colder air as we approach the new year. Speaking of New Year's, that is where the system performs what meteorologists call a Fujiwara effect. You see this sometimes with hurricanes. One low-pressure system and another low-pressure system dance around each other near Hudson Bay. This only enhances the colder air in that northwesterly flow. Look at the high pressure, 1,029, 1,034 millibars up in southern Canada. Northern U.S. promises cold air. Look at the temperature anomalies. We could see 40 degrees below normal for Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, northern Great Lakes region, and into New England as the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Day. Wind chills become dangerous. 40 to 60 below zero up in central Canada. If you do not cover exposed skin and dress in layers, frostbite can develop in less than 15 minutes with wind chills that cold. If you are going to the big ball drop in New York City, wind chills will be in the teens and low 20 seconds. Bundle up as the clock strikes midnight and the ball drops. As we move into January, high latitude blocking near Russia and over the Arctic Circle plunges our low-pressure track further south and unleashes colder air week by week through January. Week 1, January 1st through 8th, the lower 48 sees some cold shots. Not dramatically significant yet, but cold air arrives. Week 2, January 8th through 15th, the west starts getting colder. The east moderates slightly. Week 3, that colder air out west makes its way eastward and gains staying power. The magnitude of the cold by week 3, January 15th, through around the 22nd, could be pretty strong. Week 4, it is mostly an eastern U.S. and southern Canada cold. It moderates as we approach the end of the month. Snowfall forecast between now and about Super Bowl weekend shows suggestions of how far south snow could reach as that colder air arrives, especially by the third week in January. Texas, the Dixie Alley, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Virginia. Many southern states could receive snow, but the heaviest snow suggestions remain across the Great Lakes, much of the upper Midwest, southeastern Canada, and New England. That feels like a solid trend based on current patterns. Week 1 shows snowfall further north. Week 2 brings snowfall a bit further south, especially out west where the southern Rockies could get decent snow. Week 3. Look at the southern snow suggestions. Maybe not all the way to the Gulf Coast like last year, but definitely decent snow chances further south than normal. The last week of January focuses on mountain snow out west. Northwesterly clippers across southern Canada and northern US really take hold. Let me bring this back to what matters for the next 72 hours. California, monitor ground conditions closely. 2 feet of rain already fell. More is coming. Mudslides will happen. Know your evacuation routes. Have a go bag ready. Rocky Mountain region. A couple feet of snow through Sunday means travel will be nearly impossible in mountain passes. Do not attempt mountain driving unless absolutely critical. Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. The current system exits Saturday morning, but you are dealing with ice accumulation up to a quarter-inch in the transition zones. That quarter-inch is the line between difficult travel and impossible travel. Power outages are likely where ice accumulates. Charge devices now. Have flashlights and batteries ready. Check on elderly neighbors before the storm intensifies. Sunday into Monday, the bomb cyclone brings the second major hit. Upper Peninsula, Michigan, Ontario, Western Quebec, you could see 1 to 2 feet of snow, 12 to 24 inches in under 24 hours. Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour make this more than just a snowstorm. This becomes a blizzard situation with whiteout conditions and impossible travel. Severe weather zone from Ohio through Mississippi. Have multiple ways to receive warnings Sunday afternoon and evening. Weather radio is essential. Know your safe space. As we approach New Year's, the dangerous cold arrives. Wind chills 40 to 60 below zero in central Canada. Wind chills in the teens for New York City's ball drop. This is not just uncomfortable cold. This is dangerous, life-threatening cold. January brings a pattern shift with colder air progressively moving south week by week. By week 3, mid to late January, we could see significant cold and snow reaching unusually far south. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Multiple storms, multiple cold shots, multiple threats over multiple weeks. Preparation is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process through the entire month of January and likely into February. Stock up on supplies now while you can. Winter weather essentials, salt for walkways, shovels, ice scrapers, blankets, non-perishable food, water, batteries, flashlights, phone chargers, backup power if possible. For those in severe weather zones, have your plan ready. For those in heavy snow zones, consider whether travel is truly necessary. For those in ice zones, understand that a quarter-inch changes everything. In these times of upheaval and uncertainty, we find our strength not just in preparation, but in faith. Psalm 46 verse 1 reminds us, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. The storms will come, the cold will arrive, the challenges will test us, but we do not face them alone. We prepare with wisdom, we help with compassion, and we trust with faith. Above all things, May God our Father in heaven keep you safe through every storm. May His protection cover you and your loved ones. Amen. Key actions for the next 72 hours. California, monitor for mudslides and have evacuation plans ready. Rockies, prepare for a couple feet of snow through Sunday. Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, deal with current ice and snow, then prepare for the second system early next week. Sunday severe weather zone, have warning systems active and safe spaces identified. Everyone facing the New Year's Arctic blast, prepare for dangerous wind chills and protect exposed skin. January brings weekly cold surges with potential for significant southern snow by mid to late month. This is not a single storm. This is a winter pattern that demands ongoing vigilance. The next update will focus on refined timing for the bomb cyclone and the severe weather outbreak Sunday. That video will have critical information you need before the weekend ends. Do not miss it. Stay safe. Stay prepared. Stay connected to these updates. And may God's protection be with you through every moment of this winter season.